Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Oktavia Puspitaningrum and I'm 2021 C class, and today I'm going to present my text, The Profile Basic Reading Skills Midterm Test from Mempoka. The text I use a systematic literature review of 21st century skills and competencies in primary education. Social function. The first step of the analysis of the reviewed text focus on the definition of the 21st century skills that the authors of the text adopted as a basis for their discussion. etc 21 as 2012 Ways of Thinking, Creativity and Innovation, Critical Thinking, Problem Solving, Decision Making, Metacognition, Tools for Working, Information Literacy, ICT Literacy, Ways of Working, Communication, Collaboration, and Ways of Living in the World, Local and Global Citizenship, Life and Career, Personal and Social Responsibility, Cultural Awareness, UNESCO LMTF 2013, Physical Well-Being, Physical Health and Hygiene, Food and Nutrition, Physical Activity, Sexual Health, Social and Emotional Skills, Social and Community Values, Civic Values, Mental Health and Well-Being, Culture and Art, Creativity, Art, Cultural Knowledge, Self and Community Identity, Literacy and Communication, Oral Fluency and Comprehension, Reading Fluency and Comprehension, Receptive and Expressive Vocabulary, Written Expression and Composition, Learning Approaches and Cognition, Persistence and Attention, Cooperation, Autonomy, Knowledge, Comprehension, Application, Critical Thinking, Numeracy and Mathematics, Number Concept and Operation, Geometry and Pattern, Mathematics Application, Science and Technology, Scientific Inquiry, Life Science, Physical Science, Earth Science, Orange, and Use of Digital Technology. Issues. Finding of the text analysis that there are some issues that are transcendent, being treated as essential characteristic of the contemporary educational, social and economic context that determine the nature of the 21st century skills. It could be said that these refer mainly to the globalist character of the world, the evolution of technology and ICT, and the need for innovation. New emerging conditions posed by globalization give a certain dimension to each of the discussed skills and competencies. Educational stakeholders discuss the list of skills presented in the context of the particularities of an interdependent, heterogeneous, diverse global environment. The discussion of skills such as team working and leadership, for example, is not a new thing in the education literature. Argument. There is argument for and against. A new report published for UNESCO by Jacques Delors 1996, 24 years later, presented four recommended pillars for the education of the new century: learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be. There is contrasting point elaboration, however, Jasda 2010 expresses his concern that even a decade after the publication of the report, those four concepts, and especially learning to be, remain hard to truly understand. Conclusion. The discussion of 21st century skills in primary education in the current literature review attempted to go beyond the terminology used in skill frameworks cited by authors to their actual interpretation of the concepts. According to the findings, authors seem to visualize the 21st century as an era majorly characterized by the evolution of technology and ICT, globalization, and a need for innovation, consequently highlighting the need for students to develop relevant skills and competencies. Significant lexicogrammatical features. Use of material process conditions have changed since then. There is relational processes as within this condition, the 21st century gave birth to a new approach to the skills that are rendered essential for students to be able to experience academic and life success. And there is mental processes. Problem solving is related to analytical thinking as it requires the application of skills such as analysis and evaluation of evidence of whatever type, data, claims, belief, and others. In order for the student to be able to provide solution in the given challenge, CICT 2016. And there is use comparative. However, their presence in the discussion goes far beyond their concern from to attributing a new dimension to all the skills and competencies analysis. Focus on generic and non-human participants. The research method chosen for the investigation of the research question is the systematic literature review. The particular research method is considered appropriate because it can contribute to a synthesis of the existing academic literature in a reliable as well as accurate manner. The benefit. The benefit is making the identity and educational process is built on the identity and educational process. The goals for any educational system are set for education, such as the skills and competences that must be developed in school practice, and the belief that will guide decision about the means to be used. Knowledge and information management skills. The challenge. Challenge is contemporary education which is still an impact in human life. The advantage. The citizen system gave birth to a new approach to skills that are very important for students to experience academic and life success so that human life does not always depend on each other. Adaptability and agility together with managing complexity and risk. Criticize the text from one angle. Critics: the low literacy culture in society due to the lack of support from the government makes the literacy culture not developed properly and directed. Comment: the low culture of digital literacy is because there are still many who do not understand about its user, and the fault is that there is no support from superiors, and even superiors use it not as well as possible. In the future, the government should make people aware to return to the literacy tradition. For example, what books should be read by the community, because everyone must have their own abilities or skills, starting from skills in reading and writing and others. Okay guys, thank you for your nice attention, and the last I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.